Good morning. Welcome to Bed Crime Stories podcast. I'm your host, T, and today I'm going to talk a little more about Kiely Rodni. The Placer and Nevada County Sheriff's Offices, California Highway Patrol, and the FBI have all been searching for 16-year-old Kiely Rodni over the past 2 weeks without success. They said that they'd thoroughly searched the Placer Creek Reservoir. Adventures with Purpose showed up in Truckee, California, late on Friday, August 19th. They began their search for Kiely at the Placer Creek Reservoir on Sunday, August 21st at 10:40 a.m. By 11:15 a.m., they had detected an object under the water using Garmin sonar technology. Divers suited up and went down into the murky depths. They soon found Kiely's silver 2013 Honda CR-V in the Placer Creek Reservoir. This was the most likely body of water among the many in the area because of its proximity to the party and to where the partygoers had parked. Adventures with Purpose decided to check this reservoir again, despite being told that a rigorous grid search had already been done on it. AWP's use of sonar equipment made all the difference. Kiely's CR-V with its Ram sticker on the back windshield and dream catcher hanging from the mirror was found upside down in 14 feet of water, 55 feet from the shore. Tragically, a body was inside, and while the coroner's office hasn't confirmed it yet, that person is most likely Kiely Rodni. I read someone saying that it looked like Kiely may have been in the back seat when the CR-V was pulled from the reservoir. Apparently, people, when trapped in cars underwater, try to find the nearest air pocket. I have no clue if it's really true that Kiely was in the back seat. I just hate to think that she would have had to scramble in the darkness like that. Around 7:45 p.m. Sunday night, the CR-V was gingerly removed from the reservoir. AWP quickly covered up the CR-V to prevent photos being taken. Last night, detectives were doing what they do in that entire area, scouring it, collecting evidence, looking at the ground. And by now, Kiely's CR-V has likely been processed or is in the middle of being processed. The Placer County Sheriff's Office will be holding a press conference today at 11 a.m. at the Truckee Donner Recreation and Park District. I'm assuming that is Mountain Time. I found out yesterday that the partygoers parked their vehicles that Friday night next to the Placer Creek Reservoir and then walked over to the area known as the Sanctuary. If 200 to 300 people attended the party, that would have made for a lot of cars parked in that same area where Kiely's CR-V was stationed. We know that Kiely's phone last pinged at 12:33 a.m., half on land and half in water. To me, it sounds like that final ping marks the time when Kiely was perhaps hitting the water. And if that's true, then A, there's no way she could have called Sammy Smith at 12:36 a.m. It's only a difference of 3 minutes, but what a difference they make. And B, then we need to get answers out of all the kids who suddenly left the Placer family campground around 12:30 a.m. Why did those partygoers suddenly all depart at the same time? I'm assuming they were driving away from the same parking area as Kiely would have been. Did no one see or hear Kiely's CR-V hitting the water? I'm assuming it would have made a sound. Law enforcement has said that some of the kids who went to the party have been refusing to speak. Is it possible they witnessed Kiely driving into the water and they panicked? It was dark. The temperature was 47 degrees Fahrenheit. The water was black and murky. The partygoers had likely been drinking and possibly using other substances. Even if someone had jumped in the water, could that person have found Kiely's CRV fast enough and been able to get her out of it? It doesn't seem likely, but if that were our family member, we'd try, we'd jump in, we'd face our fears, and we'd fight to get to that precious human being in that car. And even if one kid witnessed this horrific happening, why didn't he or she or they dial 911? I think we know the answer to that. Fear of getting in trouble with the law. The legal drinking age in California is 21. These kids were more in the range of 16 to 18 from what I understand, along with some sketchy older guys. But those sketchy older guys could have dialed 911, right? They were of legal drinking age in all likelihood. And then why did that guy named Ronnie, who showed up on Icamel's channel, say, "It was sad what happened"? Did he know last week what happened to Kiely? Did some kids know the truth but keep it a dark secret? Kids not talking and a suspicious guy named Ronnie saying, "It's sad what happened"? An isolated incident of a parent telling their child not to talk to the authorities? Did all these people know where Kiely was for the past 2 weeks? And did they all decide to remain silent out of fear of legal consequences? If so, to allow Kiely's parents to suffer through the past 2 weeks of uncertainty and fear is unforgivable. I don't know for certain if that's what happened, but it doesn't look good to hear about all those vehicles leaving the area at 12:30 a.m., right around the time Kiely's phone pinged, half on land and half on water. I think that ping marks the moment when the CRV made contact with the water in the reservoir. So close to where she was parked earlier, so close to the party, the most obvious location for an accident, and yet it took 2 weeks to find her. I hope they investigate this thoroughly, because it's odd that Kiely was able to text her mother coherently at 11:30 p.m. to ask for an extended curfew, and yet her so-called friend Sammy then deemed Kiely too intoxicated to drive her, Sammy, home. If Kiely was too drunk for Sammy to feel safe in her CRV, then why didn't she grab Kiely and say, "You're coming with me, and you can come back tomorrow after a night's rest and pick up your CRV"? Sammy has the benefit of 2 additional years of maturation, right? She's 18. I'm sorry, I don't want to put the blame for the accident on Sammy, and I'm not. I'm just upset that if people thought Kiely was too intoxicated to drive, that they left her there to either sleep in her car near sketchy older guys or attempt to drive herself home in the darkness. Also, who purchased the alcohol that was consumed at this party, and who sold it to that person? Was a fake ID used, or was there an older person who was willing to use his or her ID? Of course, we don't know for certain that Kiely really was intoxicated. Occam's razor would tell us that she likely was, but hopefully the toxicology reports will be able to show what, if anything, was in Kiely's system. People are also speculating that maybe someone else made Kiely's car go into the water, as in something was wrong with Kiely, and so they pushed her CRV with her inside it into the water. Again, that's pure speculation, and it isn't the simplest explanation for what happened. It doesn't really follow Occam's razor. One thing's for sure, though. Kiely's family will never be the same, and the people who were at that party will also never be the same. That is, if they have a heart and a soul. When a tragedy like this happens to a classmate, the other kids are forever marked by it. You don't forget it when someone you just graduated with passes away like this. Kiely's ex boyfriend, Jagger, posted a photo of her with the words, "You were my entire world and you always will be. I will never love someone the way I loved you. I missed you even when I was holding you in my arms. I could never get enough of you. I promised I would be with you until the end, and I was serious." End quote. Prayers for Jagger and prayers for Kiely's family and her true, real, caring, loving friends. Until the next time on Bed Crime Stories.
We have found Kiely Rodni's vehicle and have confirmed that there were remains inside.
An official identification of the remains will be made and announced by authorities once their investigations are complete. Please understand and respect this is a highly active investigation by the FBI and multiple local sheriff's departments, and we are limited to the scope of details we can release.
We began our search for Kiely at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10:40 a.m. We placed 2 sonar boats in the water. By 11:15 a.m., Nick detected an object underwater using cutting-edge Garmin sonar technology. I was able to then confirm that it was in fact a vehicle in roughly 14 feet of water and only 55 feet offshore. After marking the vehicle with our magnet, Nick suited up in his dive gear and conducted the dive to formally identify and assess the vehicle, with me running OTS comms topside. Once we confirmed it was indeed Kiely's vehicle, we immediately notified family, law enforcement, and Dad and Grandpa were on scene within minutes. Please refer to our episodes for complete search investigation that we conducted. These episodes will be